Hello, everybody. Welcome back to BBB Sharing. This is Joshua, and today I have Damon here with Roofcrafters. How's your morning?
Morning's fine. No accidents on the highway.
That's what matters. So tell me a little bit about your industry. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I've been a roofing contractor since almost 50 years now.
50?
Yeah, like my first license was in South Florida, where they have the most stringent building codes in the country, aside from California. And that was in 1976. So,
What makes them so strict?
hurricane codes.
Oh, I can see that. Mm-hmm. Anything near the Gulf, probably.
You know, all on the ocean, anywhere. Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Okay. And when you, just in your industry in general, I just wanted to know the experience that you've had. How has that changed over the years?
Well, you don't have the stringent building codes in Virginia as you have in South Florida because you don't have the hurricane threat.
Okay.
Normally.
That makes sense.
So,
When you were looking for employees for your company, what kind of highlights do you have when it comes to the people that you hire?
I like to have dyed-in-the-wool shingle layers. That's people who don't just know how to lay shingles, people that lay shingles like they breathe.
Okay, someone with experience.
A lot of that, a lot of experience, especially since I came from South Florida and where there was a lot of piece workers, and you get paid for what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get paid by the hour.
Okay.
And I think that's a lot more a driving factor for people that are really experienced.
What made you want to move down here? Or up here, I should
Up
say.
here, well, I'll tell you a melanoma from being out in the sun too much. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, the South Florida population got so dense, it was just not a good place to be like it was back in the 70s when I had first moved there. So I came back up north. Actually, the car broke down when I was driving to my home state of Pennsylvania. And it broke down in Virginia, and that's where I stayed.
You just stayed on.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you see a difference between roofs in Virginia and roofs in Florida?
Well, yeah, the roofs in Florida, you have a lot of tile roofs, Spanish S-tile, like in Italy, and flat white tile, and shingles, of course, because the tile roofs are so expensive that they're pretty much prohibitive. So people go to asphalt composition shingles. You don't see too many tile roofs here in Virginia.
No, not a lot of tile roofs.
No.
Okay. So
But-
did you you grew up in Florida? Like, was that where you were born?
No, I grew up in Pennsylvania. I spent 20 years in Florida and came back up north. It was too hot down there.
Gotcha. What made you want to choose roofing?
I don't know. I had an engineering degree from Penn State, worked on 3 Mile Island, wrote a book about it, actually,
Oh, really?
and a couple of other books. I've always been a part-time novelist because I guess you get a lot of rainy days and when you're a roofer. And so I started writing about 20 years ago. But that doesn't make me too much money because I'm not famous. I'm one of those unheard of famous writers.
There you go.
And so I'm a roof contractor.
Okay. What do you like to write?
Fiction, usually.
Fiction? Okay. What is the latest one that you started writing about?
My last short story was called Ape Man, about a man who slowly turns into an ape.
Really? Interesting. Like, does he still have his consciousness, or?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I can't tell you what happened, but that'd be a spoiler.
Exactly. We got to get the book. What's the book called? Or
The short story is called Ape Man, and you can get it on Kindle now.
oh, okay. And then when it comes to your roofing company, when someone calls you and wants a job from you, what's your thought process going on in your head? Like a step by step of, okay, this is kind of what I need to do, or this is kind of the homework that you have to give.
Well, I need to go out and do an estimate. I usually do an on-site estimate. I don't like to do satellite estimates or anything like that. I prefer to be on site because there's a lot of variables, and the competition is tough. You do have to give a good, fair price. I've seen a lot of these bigger companies send closers out, and they've charged people like 3 or 4 times the amount that I would consider a fair price. But that's just what happens in the industry. And I find that if you charge people too much, it comes back at you. They find out in the middle of the job how much their neighbor paid, and in the end, they're not happy. Bad things happen. So we always like to charge a fair price.
Makes sense. I mean, you want it to be affordable for them, but you
Right.
also want to, make some sort of profit at the end of the day. So it's finding that middle ground.
The problem in the industry now is that the composition shingles have gone up so much in price due to the inflation factor of the last couple of years, that the price you have to charge is incredible just to cover materials.
Yeah, with a lot of general contractors in general, they're starting to, up their prices because of, just the price change and everything.
Yeah, you have to, and it just seems outrageous, the price that you have to charge, but most of that's going for material increases, and you're not really even paying any more for your labor than you were before. So that's kind of anti-productive for the workforce, but what can you do?
What are some things that you have been doing, or maybe some things you've thought of that might help with the pricing?
Well, you have to shop prices on your materials, and you've got to check. A lot of times, a supplier will give you a decent price on the shingles, and then they'll really drill you on the incidental fixtures. So you have to watch them all the time.
Okay. When it comes to, let's just talk about the company that you have. When you're looking at somebody's roof and you can tell that it wasn't done correctly. So do you redo roofs as well?
Yeah, we do a lot of that's what normally we do. We stay in the residential re-roofing market.
Okay.
I don't like to do new construction because the general contractor wants to make all the money. They don't really want to pay. I mean, it's a good thing if you want to keep busy, but there's no profit in new construction for the roofers usually.
Yeah.
But the homeowner niche is where we usually stay in residential re-roofing. We've probably done at least over 1 million squares of roofing since I've been a licensed contractor.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, not me personally, but my crews.
Yeah. Well, how can people find you?
They can go on Google. They can go to my website at roofcrafterscharlottesville.com. And I have another website I'm working on, just roofcrafters.net.
Yeah. All right. And tell them the good number to reach you by as well.
Our phone number is 434-831-2368. Or you can text me at 540-280-6732.
All right. Well, Damon, it was nice to meet you. And thanks for coming in.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you
was
for having me.
everything. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Everyone who's listening, make sure to follow us on YouTube and Spotify, and share these on Instagram, Facebook, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.